My educational philosophy for student affairs is influenced by community cultural wealth, multiple identities, preferred leadership theories, and leadership experiences. Therefore, I believe that equity and inclusion must guide our leadership efforts to ensure holistic education for all students. Today, I want to focus on Asian American inequality, particularly by reflecting on Japanese American history as a lens to understand systemic discrimination and resilience. By the end of this video, I hope we'll all be inspired to think critically about how we, as educators and leaders, can create more equitable spaces for everyone. Asian Americans have long been subject to systemic inequalities. The stereotype of the model minority oversimplifies the realities of Asian American communities and downplays their struggles. This myth creates unrealistic expectations while marginalizing those who don't conform to this stereotype. A striking example is the bamboo ceiling, an invisible barrier that limits Asian Americans in leadership roles due to racial biases and cultural misunderstandings. Studies revealed that despite high levels of education, Asian Americans are underrepresented in executive positions. Moreover, the rise of anti-Asian hate crimes during the COVID-19 pandemic highlights how deeply rooted xenophobia remains. These incidents underscore the urgent need for leaders to actively address discrimination and foster solidarity across communities. Japanese American history provides a sobering example of systemic inequality. During World War II, fear and prejudice led to the forced internment of 120,000 Japanese Americans, most of them being U.S. citizens. They were uprooted from their homes, losing their businesses and personal freedoms just because of their ethnicity. Life in the camps was grueling. Overcrowded barracks, poor sanitation, and they had limited opportunities to work or study. This chapter in history reveals the devastating consequences of racial profiling and fear-based policy making. Yet, the resilience of Japanese Americans is equally notable. After the war, many worked tirelessly to rebuild their lives, eventually achieving significant milestones like the Civil Liberties Act of 1988, which formally apologized for the internment and provided reparations. Their perseverance and advocacy remind us of the power of community and resilience in the face of injustice. Reflecting on these theories has shaped my own philosophy of leadership. Yoso's theory of community cultural wealth deeply resonates with me. It emphasizes the strengths that marginalized communities bring to education and leadership. For instance, the familial and social bonds that sustain Japanese Americans during and after internment camps are forms of cultural wealth. As a leader, I aim to recognize and cultivate these strengths in students, ensuring that every individual feels valued and empowered to succeed. This approach aligns with leadership theories that prioritize collaboration, equity, and inclusion. To lead effectively, I must also examine my own privileges and biases. One way I use my privileges is by mentoring students from underrepresented backgrounds, connecting them with resources and opportunities to help them succeed. Additionally, I actively work to combat implicit biases, which we all have. For example, I intentionally challenge stereotypes like the model minority myth, ensuring my leadership approach doesn't perpetuate harm. This work is ongoing and requires humility, reflection, and a commitment to continuous learning. The lessons of Japanese American history is just not historical, they resonate today. From anti-Asian hate crimes to the fight for greater representation, the challenges still remain. But so does the resilience of these communities. It is our duty as leaders and educators to honor this legacy by advocating for systemic change and supporting all students equitably. In conclusion, understanding Asian American inequality through the lens of Japanese American history highlights the ongoing fight for injustice and equity. Let us leave with intention, ensuring that every student feels seen, valued, and empowered to thrive. Thank you for watching. Let's make a better future together.